What's up, YouTube? My name's Tommy. Welcome to the first episode of Small and Fun. Let's get right to it and roll that sweet intro that I just made 5 minutes ago. Well, like I said, welcome to Small and Fun. This is my very first episode of my very first attempt to ever try to put anything on YouTube that's worthwhile. On the channel, we're going to be talking about Go Karts and mini bikes and traffic because I have a horrible recording location. Go Karts and mini bikes and anything small with small engines that's fun to get around on. I'm going to give you a brief explanation of how this all started, how did I get into go-karts, mini bikes, and other small engine stuff. Hopefully bring you guys into my life. I'm a normal everyday guy. I have a normal everyday job, and I'm doing this stuff in my spare time with my own money. I have no fortune backing this project. It's just a completely spur of the moment whim. Let's dive into it. Today's episode is largely going to be about welcome to the channel, kind of explaining it. As you can see, I've got 3 different future projects or ongoing projects, but this is going to be my icebreaker video. It's going to be largely about me figuring out transitions, figuring out how to battle the traffic that I'm dealing with, figuring out my energy level so that it portrays well on screen, and basically welcoming you guys into the brand new channel that is, I'm not kidding you, brand new. I just changed the name of my current YouTube channel. It was just my name. I used to just put videos up of my truck, like, hey, look at this, look what I did, but decided to try something new and try to get a little bit serious about it. Now let's have a look at some of the go-karts I'll be playing with and mini bikes. First of all, we have right here, this is my personal go-kart. This is the Candy Rat. Now you might be thinking, this channel is about 5 minutes old. Why do you already have a go-kart with a name? Well, growing up, my dad always told me that if you have something that you like, give it a name and it'll mean something more to you than just a piece of something that you own. Hence, the Candy Rat. The name just sounded cool to me, and it's going to be sort of a rat rod style build. It's meant to be a low slung yard cart that can do drifts, as you saw in the intro video. And it is my personal favorite. Excuse my sniffling, I have a cold right now. This is West Texas, beginning of wintertime, and we all get super sick as soon as it drops below 50. So anyways, that's the Candy Rat. This thing right here is, it's a blue go-kart. It does not have a name yet. This belongs to my youngest son, Justin. The reason we have it is because whenever I first got the Candy Rat, my youngest son, Justin, he's a little gearhead. He's my little engineer. He's always trying to build stuff, make stuff better, just like Daddy. So as soon as he realized that he couldn't drive the Candy Rat, it really broke his little heart, and he wanted his own go-kart. Now, generally, we're not a family that just goes out and buys everything for the kids that they want, but it's coming up on Christmas, and this was the #1 on his Christmas list. And my wife, being the trooper that she is, found this go-kart on Facebook Marketplace, and you know how those things go. You got to jump on it quick. So he got an early Christmas gift. And I don't have the space to hide a go-kart, so he got it early, and that's why we have this blue thing. It's a pretty sweet go-kart. I'm going to transition over to the back here and show you what's going on in the back. But yeah, it's freaking sweet. The little blue go-kart is rocking a Briggs & Stratton Industrial Plus motor. It's a 5 horsepower. I don't think I've ever seen this engine before. Whenever we first went to see the go-kart, after adding fuel, because I'm a dummy, it started up after 2 or 3 pulls, and it had been sitting outside for almost a year, I think the lady said. But this is a stout little motor for my 8-year-old. He can drift in it, and, just do donuts, and this thing goes crazy. It's perfect for him. The size to the pedals is just perfect. It's a 2-seater if my older son wants to ride, but we'll get to him in a little bit. But this thing came with a few surprises that made me really happy with the buy. So I'll go to the other side real quick. So here's the other side of this engine, the business side, if you will. The first thing I noticed was, wow, this thing's got a little torque converter on it, or something that at least looks like it. And then it runs a jack shaft to the drive wheel. And that was my thought. Cool, little one-wheel peel rig for my son. He don't need anything more than that because he's just learning. Well, we got it back to the house and my son started driving it, and I'll put some video in right here.
Away. Drift snot! Yeah. Do you like it?
Now stop.
You want to give me a ride?
Yeah.
Leave it on. I'm going to turn the video off, okay?
So he got to drifting this thing around the yard, and it was just slinging that back end around. And when I looked at those back tires, I noticed they're both kicking up dirt. This thing is just ripping it. So I went to the back here and I held up the go-kart and I told him to hit the gas. And sure enough, when he did, both wheels started spinning. And to our surprise, this is a solid axle, built like that from the factory, I believe, if I could figure out who makes this go-kart. But it is a solid axle, belt drive go-kart, and it's freaking awesome. As I looked more into it, it is not a torque converter. Rather, it is just a belt-driven jack shaft to the sprocket, and that drives both wheels. And as you can see, it is in need of some help. This will be one of the future videos. Moving on to the final and possibly most dangerous out of all three of these little buggers. This is my older son, Jonathan's mini bike. He's 11, and he also, just like Justin, was jealous that he could not really drive the Candy Rat too well. The steering is hard because I put a lot of caster into it. I kind of exaggerated everything on the Candy Rat, but we're not talking about that right now. This is a little mini bike that my wife also found for him because it wasn't fair that we got Justin the blue thing. So we had to get Jonathan something early for Christmas because even though we don't spoil our kids, we are fair. As you can see, it is a clutch driven, a clutch to chain to sprocket driven mini bike, just like most of them are. And this engine is also older than dirt itself. The thing ran whenever we got it, but it was kind of rigged up.
I'm coming! I gotta go save Jesse.
Bunch. So the brake handle was right there where that Gorilla Tape is holding. That's where the brake was. So it was a suicide brake. This peg was bent more than it currently is. The seat is in shambles. The front fork is bent into some stylized sort of S, and that bent suspension is my fault. And I'm gonna go to the other side and show you why this thing is so dangerous. Okay, excuse the backlighting. That is my lighting out there, is the natural sunlight from Texas. But the way I have it facing, I have to kind of come this way to show you. Let me see if I can adjust here. Nope, we'll just leave it how it is. Okay, so this mini bike is rocking a Craftsman 5.5 horse. Super old flathead Craftsman, and that carburetor is just, looks like something out of the Stone Age. It came with no air filter on top. I need to figure that out, and that sweet spring you see going up is the throttle return spring. It was attached to the throttle, but it wasn't attached to anything else. The brake we have here is a disc brake, and from what I understand, this Coleman mini bike comes stock with a disc brake, which is pretty cool. It doesn't work worth a darn because the cable that is hooked up to it doesn't belong to the attachments that we have on the bike. So we need to fix that. This is also going to be a future project that we have. The engine runs good, it is smooth, it idles well, it does everything well except stop. Hence, the bent up handlebars. Altogether, we have 3 awesome go-karts and or mini bikes. Hey, is there a general term for that? Is there something I could call all 3 of these so I can reference all of them without saying and or mini bike? That would help out a lot if you guys know anything. Anyways, I digress. I don't even know if that's the proper usage of that phrase. We have 3 awesome little projects here, 2 go-karts and a mini bike. They all run. The Candy Rat in the middle is just ridiculous. I know I didn't go over the engine, but that's gonna be my next video, so you guys can see all about that. It's got a bunch of cool parts, and some of you go-kart people out there might recognize some stuff that's already on it. And you might know where I got the stuff, and that's just gonna be the surprise. You may also notice that it's got a ridiculous amount of camber and toe, and if I were to go up closer, you'd see ridiculous caster. The reason being is I'm trying to exaggerate everything on that go-kart. It's going to be a rat rod style build. But yeah, these are the next three episodes. We're gonna go through each one of these things and look at possible fixes. I'm gonna ask you guys, you know, what should I do to fix it? What are some stuff I should do? What is some things? I just forgot how to English. What are some things that I should do to these little things? What are some things I should do to these little bad boys to just make them better, to make them awesome, and to make them fun to watch, ride, all that good stuff. Please just stay tuned into the channel and see what's gonna go on with this stuff, all right guys? All right guys, like I said, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out my video. Thanks for checking out my channel. And thanks for having a good look at my little projects we got going on. It's gonna be a blast. Hopefully the videos are gonna look good. Hopefully they're gonna be able to hold your attention. Hopefully the background is not too distracting. But like I said, this is a normal, everyday guy recording normal, everyday go-karts and mini bikes. On a normal, everyday budget, I have no fancy film equipment, no fancy lighting. I'm using the sun. Stay tuned. You know, if you like where this is going, if you think it has potential, please subscribe. Please leave some comments. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what I'm doing good already. And most of all, let me know what you think about the go-karts. If you have name suggestions for the two, let me know, because they will be named, because they're going to be a part of this family. They're going to be part of my kids' lives, part of their childhood, and it's going to be something that they look back on. I'm hoping to get my family involved in the videos because I am a family man. My wife found 2 of the 3 go-karts and or mini bikes that we have, so she silently supports the habit. But yeah, just if you like what you see, come on back. There's going to be more videos soon. I'm going to try to keep it to a once a week type deal, but who knows, I might knock out another video here soon to get some content out there and to get this channel rolling. It's brand new. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for a home run here. So if you liked it, hit the like button. If you're interested, hit the subscribe button. If you think it's worth watching again, share it with your friends. Spread the word a little bit. Once again, welcome to the channel. Small and fun, and hopefully the name makes sense. I have no clue what's going on here. I'm a rookie. Thanks again. Later.
Ha ha ha.